And I think when it comes to relationships, so much of us, like, especially women, because we just want to get married earlier, right? That it's more of an interest at an earlier stage in our lives than men. Like, men just kind of have to come around to it usually.
Yeah.
But it's like we so often are seeking a partner instead of just like becoming a complete person first. And it's like, if you're not a complete person first, you're probably going to attract the wrong person who's also incomplete. And that's how you end up in like a codependent situation where neither of you can thrive.
Yeah. Look, like I got married when I was 23, really young.
So young.
Like really young. And that was a long time ago. I'm 42 now. So that was, almost 20 years ago. So still back at a time when things are a lot different today than they were back then, but there's still like a lot of pressure. And, I was like, when I got married, I was living in Italy, and so very different culture, a culture that, and people around me that wanted me to have kids. And I had stated very clearly from day one, like, I am not having kids. I knew this about myself. It's a very unorthodox thing to say. Like, you don't really say it. You certainly don't say it in Italy. And I was just getting like pressure, so much pressure to have kids. Everybody would ask me, and I know this now. I didn't understand this then, that was the thing that was like really crushing me. And a year into this marriage, I went into menopause. I was 24. My body stopped having its period, just all of a sudden. And that was my body's way of making the decision for me. Because I really believe there's such intelligence in our bodies, and they know, because we can talk ourselves into and out of anything. That's the issue when we use the mind too much to make decisions, or rationalize things away, or rationalize away our emotions, rationalize away our intuition, rationalize away what our body's telling us. And so my body, it cut that off. So, and I didn't really recognize all of that until years later, until I started to have the understanding and to zoom out and to go back into my story and see what was going on and forgive myself, forgive other people. So much of this is an understanding that we're always, all of us, just doing our best. And I do a lot of work with going back into story and pulling out the gem or the treasure or the sword and the stone that lives inside of a narrative that we tell ourselves ended a certain way or went a certain way, when we actually have so much power to work with that and actually completely rewrite it, which is a form of subconscious reprogramming. It's very powerful because we're story-based as humans. And so you get in there and you actually pull out the gift that was otherwise previously something that maybe you didn't want to face. So there's a lot of compassion and forgiveness and objectivity, and really working hand in hand with your subconscious to understand that you can rewrite the whole narrative you were telling yourself, and that heals you past, present, future, because it's on that kind of quantum timeline. And there's actually amazing science that validates this, which I love. I'm such a nerd about the science and the research, but we can do this work. Like, we don't have to be stuck with the story ever.
Yeah. And it gives you so much more power too, right?